As expected, it's lane 2, Washington State University, that have a lead of a length. They've just broken overlap with the crew in lane 1, UC Davis. They're trailed in lanes 3 and 4 by Western Washington and the University of Oregon. Western Washington have a lead of about 3 seats at this point, although University of Oregon are pushing hard to get back on level terms with Western Washington. Washington State have pushed away a little from UC Davis. They have a lead now of about a length and a third. As they come through the 1,000-meter mark, it's Western Washington. They're not pushing out any further. They have that lead of about a length and a third, but UC Davis are pushing hard at them still. Out on the far side in lanes 3 and 4, it's still a very dynamic tussle between Western Washington and the University of Oregon. Washington State are just sitting on that length and a bit lead over UC Davis. Blade work is good. They're chaining. So a very comfortable row, it looks like, for the Washington State boat. UC Davis really attacking this, trying to get back on terms, but the lead now is probably more like a length and a half, as we see Washington State with cleaner blade work than their competitors, just easing away in the final stages. We're about 2:50 to go. Out on the far side, it looks as though Western Washington are just maintaining that slight lead that they've had over the University of Oregon. But as we come down to the line, Washington State taking it up. UC Davis pushing hard at them, as they have done the whole way down the course. As we come to the line, it's Washington State and UC Davis. Terrific tussle on the far side. Oregon coming back strong, really coming back strong on Western Washington. Next race up is the men's varsity 8 grand final. This should be a very, very interesting race. From the times yesterday, Santa Clara and UC Irvine did exactly the same time, 5:58. And then from the other times from the heats, they're really much of a muchness. UCLA did a 6:01, UC Santa Barbara a 6:03, Gonzaga a 6:03 also, and University of San Diego a 6:06. I'm reliably informed by Coach Dan Gain of Gonzaga that he thinks his boat has more speed. So look for them to put in a better performance than yesterday. They line up with Santa Clara in lane 1, UC Irvine in lane 2, Gonzaga in lane 3, UCLA in lane 4, University of San Diego in lane 5, and University of California Santa Barbara in lane 6. We have a start in the men's varsity 8. As they approach about the 1500 mark or 500 meters into the race, it's very close pegging between lanes 1, 2 and 4. So that's between Santa Clara, UC Irvine and UCLA. Gonzaga are just down on them by a tad, but not by much. And then over on the far side, it's University of San Diego leading UC Santa Barbara. In the lead at the moment is Santa Clara. but there's really not much between them and UCLA. In third place at the moment is UC Irvine, but Gonzaga are pushing them hard in lane 3. University of San Diego are hanging on to these 4 crews, so this is still a very tight race. There is overlap between Santa Clara, UC Irvine, Gonzaga, and UCLA. As they come through the 1,000 meter mark, it is still Santa Clara, but UC Irvine are moving. UCLA are hanging on to that move. Gonzaga just falling back just a tad. But Gonzaga being pressed hard by University of San Diego, with UC Santa Barbara still in the mix out in lane 6. They're approaching the 500 meter mark, or the 1,500 meters into the race. And it is still Santa Clara in lane 1, who have a lead of about a third of a length over UC Irvine. UCLA have about half a length back on UC Irvine, with Gonzaga having just lost touch a little bit with the top 3. About half a length for Santa Clara over UC Irvine, with UCLA putting in a strong finish out in lane 4. As they come down into the last 250 meters, it's Santa Clara. And then it's, I think, too close to call between UCLA and UC Irvine. UCLA have put in a very strong final 500. UC Irvine have taken the rating up, trying to stave off UCLA. As they come down into the last 150 meters, it's Santa Clara. Not a comfortable win by any stretch of the imagination. They've been pushed hard all the way down the course. They managed to get their noses in front, and they're struggling valiantly to keep it there. Santa Clara in lane 1, very, very, very tight between Irvine and UCLA. Unofficially, and I stress everything I